Sadiq Faruqi, Dave Palumbo here from the Olympia Pavilion Resorts World in Las Vegas. The 2024 Olympia press conference just wrapping up. It was split into two. They first brought on the women's divisions, and then they had a bit of a little intermission. They had a military tribute, and then they brought on the men. Samson Dauda, the big story here. Samson Dauda stripping down, challenging everyone. Challenge, however, Dave, not accepted.
Look, I love it. Samson is not afraid to put it on the line. He said, here it is, guys. You want any part of this? No one took him up. Everyone kind of like went and hid it away. And Samson, I think, won the press conference. If there could be a winner today, Samson Dauda was the winner.
And, you know, he tried again and again. He went to Hadi. He went to Derek. He went to Andrew. He even, I think, dipped into the classic physique pool. Nobody wanted to take their shirt off next to him.
Samson's got one of these physiques where he could take his shirt off at a baseball game and no one will look better than him. So he knows this is his venue. And he always looks like freaky. He's round and he's very impressive. So he's like, you know what, I'm going to call these guys out because, you know what, I know none of them are going to take their shirt off against me looking like this. And I think that was great because he got a lot of momentum. The judges saw him. The fans were loving it. And he probably was the highlight of the whole press conference.
Well, again, to put it into context, the whole thing started when, and I forget who it may have been, was it Tarek, was it Sean Ray? Somebody asked him a question, why should you be Mr. Olympia? And he gave, a very eloquent response. And he said, look, I'm willing to put it on the line. And he gets up saying that his butt was hurting from sitting so long. And then he took it off. He took off his shirt, and you know what? He got right to the front of the stage, showed us that width, showed us that arm length. And again, we talked about that debate between tall and short, and he showed a lot of width, a lot of length on that stage.
Samson Dauda was a metaphor for this press conference. I'm going to tell you why. Because number one, he showed us what the press conference should be about,
yes,
which is challenges, a little sneak peek at what these guys look like. There should be no reason why these guys can't take a shirt off and hit a couple shots for the crowd. And the other thing he said was, and I'm sure he knew exactly what he was saying, my butt's hurting because I'm sitting too long. And that's a very, very important point. It was too long. They cannot figure out how to make these things concise. A press conference should not be more than an hour. If you want to have women up there, I have no problem with that. And give them 20 minutes, or half hour, give the men a half hour, and we're out of here. That's it. It's supposed to be brief. It was too long, and the panelists were asking good questions, but it started to get too monotonous and repetitive. And I think you start losing people. The excitement is over. People want to leave. They get hungry. It should not be a 3-hour process.
Well, first off, I wanted to give a big shout out. John Romano was on the celebrity panel, and he had some really, really good questions. Let's break down some of the other key figures on that stage.
I also want to give a shout out to Sid, who I thought made the introductions of all the bodybuilders sound like we were at the Super Bowl. So good job with that.
Thank you very much. Hadi, one of the quotes that he had at the very beginning, somebody asked him, again, what was he going to bring? And he said, look, and when Hadi gets very poetic, he means business. He said, I'm coming in so dry like the desert, and that others are going to burn trying to hang with me. Burn the heat trying to hang with me.
Hadi brought the goods at the Arnold Classic earlier this year. I've never seen anyone that hard, probably hearkening back to Dorian Yates. So if these guys don't deliver the conditioning that he's bringing to the stage, we have to assume he's going to look like he did at the Arnold. He's going to beat a lot of guys.
Well, he did tell me backstage, because I was talking to him and his translator. He said, look, whatever you saw at the Arnold Classic, I'm going to be even better here on the Olympia stage.
He actually, I don't know if we captured this on film, he was actually hoisting they had the golden sand
we got pictures of it,
for 60-year anniversary. He was hoisting it up like he already won. And then all the other guys got a little upset. They came running over. They didn't want to let him steal the limelight. So it was good.
You know who else I thought really, again, when we're talking about press conferences, let's just be very real. For the most part, you're going to get Heal the World.
Victor Martinez. Let's get Victor Martinez over here for a second. The Dominican Dominator. I saw him eating before. I think he was carving up.
You didn't want to interrupt. You did not want to interrupt Victor Martinez while eating.
How you doing?
Does that mean that are you going to do the Masters Olympia next year?
No, I'm not here. I'm the ghost of Olympia past.
No, you're not. Look at you.
That's it.
You're ready to compete today.
When you get second place in any Olympia, you stay roaming the halls, the hotels.
You're talking these arms are not ready to compete in any time frame coming up.
Okay, people keep saying Masters, Dave, but for some reason, I never hear the money. I never hear about the money.
Well, it's in Japan. Maybe the Japanese are going to put up the money.
Nice trophy.
I don't know.
I'm good, unless it looks like the Sandow.
Got to be at least 50 grand though. You could use $50,000, I'm sure.
50's gonna cost 50 just to get ready. Break even. Let's do a show just to break even.
Remember, you interviewed him during his comeback. Do you remember how much lean ground beef this guy eats to get bread?
A lot, man.
The super supplements, you know.
Yeah, man. Don't even cover child support for 2 months.
Right. Who in your mind? Who do you like in this lineup to win?
For the Open,
Yeah.
it's gonna be Derek. You know.
You think Derek's gonna repeat?
Well, I mean, give me any reason why he's not gonna win. I mean,
Because Samson Dauda and Andrew Jack are taller. Do you think those guys did knock him out?
Isn't he out? They said.
No.
He's back in.
That's
Nick Walker.
That was a
That was a
Oh, that was a
rumor.
That was a rumor. Yeah.
That was a rumor. So
Somebody ran with that. It said that he tore his
they were
abdomen.
telling me. I never said or anything, but I was saying it. But again, I do like Andrew Jack. I believe he can win it, but also I just think they're not ready to let go of Derek. You know,
Do you think he's going to get another one?
I think he's gonna get another one. I mean,
Victor's got good
He's got a good sense of it.
insight
Yes.
into how the judges think. Yeah.
come on, but plus he's got the power coach. You know, he's the only coach allowed backstage. You know, I don't see any other coaches
Why is
backstage.
that? Why, that's probably not fair,
I
right?
ain't speculate nothing at all, but it's just I like Samson and I like again Andrew Jack. They look great. I have them definitely in the top 3, and let's not forget Curry. You know, is Curry gonna come back? I would love to see him come back. It'll be great in Olympia, battling in Olympia. But again, those are my guys. Those are my top 4.
Do you think that at the press? See, my whole idea behind the press conference is I think that there should be a little bit of chatter. Like
They
for
should be.
15, 20 minutes, but I would like to see a couple guys hit a few shots, even if it's just for a couple seconds. Pop a shirt off like Samson did, hit a couple shots, get the fans excited, and then leave. That's it.
They could do that. I said maybe
sweet.
short and sweet, but remember, these guys have the goods. You're paying to see the goods.
Right.
You know,
You got you know how they have like when you go to movies, you got previews.
a little preview.
Yeah.
Soft opening.
But this is the build-up. At the end of the day, the build-up is going to lead to people to want to see the Olympia.
Right.
And what they see now, remember, is a lot of guys have gone up there, done a little preview, and the only one that's really won it has been Ronnie.
Yes.
Right?
True.
When they stripped down.
But who cares? But for the press conference, get people excited, and then off the stage.
I know what you
These guys
mean.
shouldn't be sitting up there for an hour and a half.
No, I know what you mean, but at the same time, try to get a rise out of any Olympias, when they're dehydrated, I know they're carving up, but they're dehydrating at the same time. So it's kind of hard to really
Hit a
get
leg
that.
shot, or you give them a little sneak peek of what you
I
got.
think they have to have
Hit
a
an arm
coach.
shot,
I think you should coach them. I think they should put you as the preview
Like
coach.
choreographer of sorts.
No, you could be the hype guy. Listen, this is what we're gonna do before the actual show.
WWE does, yeah.
And it creates hype. I agree.
Right.
I think that should be.
Samson wants to take a shirt off, fine, and maybe Andrew wants to just show a leg, or this one wants to show a bicep, or this one wants to. They should have like a little act they're going to carry out, right?
In fact, they should have that again, but trying to get that just from them when they're tired and they're so focused. Right now, they're just seeing themselves on that stage, and I think if they're going to be up there an hour or more, it should be, a little pump up action going on.
But they should start delivering food to them after like every 20 minutes. Like if you want to keep us up here past 20 minutes, you got to deliver food and water.
I mean, maybe a shot of Adderall will do it. I don't know.
Victor, great seeing you, man.
It's good to see you
Thank you.
guys.
Victor leaving on an absolute mic drop.
Yeah. Still as big as ever. Well,
Let's get a quick closing note. What else really stood out for you? I mean, again, it was as you expected.
I don't like-
Derek was forced with a line of questioning about the tall versus short. I thought he handled it with class, and in a sense where, like, what else was he expected to say?
look, when you ask someone a question, hey, are you going to be better than last time? What are these guys going to say? No, I'm actually coming in worse than last time. Or, you know what, I was good enough last time, I'm not going to be any better. So to me, that was some of the questions were stupid, but because they were obvious. So I think the questions need to be better. Still, I like the panel. I like the idea that we have a panel.
Yeah.
But I think the questions, I think these guys are not preparing questions. And I think they're just coming with generic questions. And a lot of them are boring. I will say this. I didn't like the fact that the women had a whole hour. You know, it was a little too long, I thought. But the back and forth between Andrea and Angela,
No, that was fun.
was really good.
That was fun.
you know, I liked it. There was some, you know,
He just squared off a month ago in Arizona.
I would have loved to seen that from the guys. I don't know.
You only really got that amongst classic physique.
Yeah, but the classic guy, look, Bumstead knows he's going to win, so he's like almost mocking these guys a little bit. Say, yeah, all right, if you guys want to believe that you could beat me, fine, but you're not going to beat me. And you know what? I believe him because he's very confident, which means he must look really good. He obviously is the most popular guy on the whole panel.
By far.
But Samson Dauda won that press conference. Love it. Can't wait to see him on stage. I hope the legs look as good as the upper body because I think he's going to be very dangerous.
Well, we're going to see Samson and the rest of the top-billed names later tonight at Meet the Olympians. So we're going to have coverage. We're going to try to grab as many interviews as we possibly can. It's going to be here tonight. So 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time it begins. That's about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. So by the time we get that video up, we're probably going to be looking at about midnight, 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For Dave Palumbo, and welcome back, Kaz, our cameraman, coming in 11th hour here to the Olympia. We are locked and loaded, and we're going to have a lot more for you. Again, a reminder, you have about, what time is it? So 6:31 p.m. No, you're right. 6:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have about 4.5 hours, or by the time this video goes up, about 3.5 hours to get your Olympia predictions in. $1,000 grand prize for who's going to get the most points.
Species products.
Plus species products.
Chicken.
And free chicken from the Chicken Fest. So again, the link's going to be below. Fill it out. You have till 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight to get your picks in. After that, we lock the contest, and then we're going to have the winners announced Saturday night as soon as the contest ends. Follow us, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We have a lot more coming up for you this Olympia weekend.